I'm Xaine, and today I'm going to show you the best way to farm nanites in No Man's Sky for 2021. In this guide we'll be covering a super fast method for farming nanites that involves scrapping ships to gain S-class modules and in the process even make more units than you spend buying the ships. This is the first in a 3-part series covering the 3 best methods for farming nanites in No Man's Sky at the moment. The next is coming in a week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. First things first, you need to set up your inventory before you go scrapping ships for nanites, so clear your exosuit inventory as much as possible. Next, make sure you have a free ship slot. In No Man's Sky you can only have 6 ships at any one time, so if you have 6 ships already, to do this you're going to have to get rid of one. Lastly, you're going to need some units, 50 million at minimum, 100 million is more than enough. This may sound like a lot if you're a new player, but you can make units super easily. I'd recommend this guide on activated indium for the beginner, or this guide on stasis devices for the player who's looking for a big project. And don't worry, while you need this cash to do it, you'll get back more cash after several scrappings than you have spent. As an extra quick tip, I'd recommend making a manual save first. This will prevent the unlikely but possible time you accidentally trade your favourite ship from being a big blow. If you plan survival or permadeath, then make a backup. Now you're ready, you can head to the space station where I am now. This station is a special one. This was discovered by Griff71 and posted on the No Man's Sky Coordinate Exchange subreddit. This station, upon reloading your game, will spawn an exotic ship in the first wave. Not only that, but sometimes you'll get a second exotic quite soon after. Sadly, the second one is a bit of RNG to whether you get it right away or in several minutes, but you can make a whole lot of nanites just using the first one. This also isn't your average first wave exotic. When scrapped, this exotic will give you 3 S-class modules and 3 ship inventory augmentations. So for every ship you scrap, this will get you around 1500 nanites. And every 10 ships you scrap, you can fully upgrade another one to scrap for 121 million, getting you lots of nanites and some spare units in a very short time. The process itself is that we're going to make an autosave and reload. Wait till the exotic flies in. For every time I've tested this, over 2 hours of reloading, it has always come in the first wave. Buy the exotic and then just head up to the scrapping terminal and scrap it. You'll get a solid amount of what you paid for it back as vendor items, 3 S-class modules and 3 inventory upgrades. Then just get back in and out of your ship and reload again. Be sure to keep an eye out as you're going back to your ship in case a potential second is flying in, as you don't want to miss this rare opportunity to get a whole lot of extra nanites. Then you just repeat the process for as long as you wish. A quick tip for a few ships in is while you are waiting for the first wave to come in after a reload, you can sort your inventory and the game will keep going. It won't affect the ship spawning. So shift your S-class modules to the main exosuit inventory, as they will take up a full slot regardless of which inventory they are in. This will allow you to have bigger stacks of the other stuff and so have to sell the S-class modules and vendor items less often. You could also have the ship that replaces a scrap ship be maxed out in its slots and empty, so you can move modules into there too, as well as using your freighter inventory to store the vendor items, as you can sell directly from the freighter inventory in a space station. Though you'll need the matter beam installed on your freighter, which I would always recommend be the first thing you install on a freighter. The amount per hour you gain from this will be a little different for each player. This is because of the time it takes your game to reload. For me, I could comfortably do a reload, wait for the first wave, buy it, scrap it and save again to reload in almost exactly 2 minutes. So could scrap 30 ships an hour for a nanite gain of around 45,000 nanites per hour. PS4 and Xbox players will likely have a longer load time, so maybe as low as 30 to 35,000 per hour. PS4 Pro would be a lot quicker, and PS5 would be quicker than I can get, and might even touch 50k per hour. If you want a solid expectation of what you'll get, head to a space station, get out and reload. Whatever your reload time is, add about 1 minute and 30 seconds to it. That's about how long it will take you to scrap each ship. Now there is something that could boost this even further, but it's a bit experimental. I don't know 100% whether this is actually doing anything, or whether the RNG gods are just trying to mess with me, but there is some good logic to it. This is where you have your ship and so are reloading. In a third test I teleported to the station from elsewhere, which puts your ship in the front right position right here. Reloading and waiting from that spot seems to have increased the chances of the second ship appearing earlier significantly. The logic behind this is that there are multiple spawn points that ships will spawn from when in a space station. Where you are standing and looking activates different spawn points. So it is quite possible that by standing at this front right position when you initially load the first wave, you are making it far more likely that that second exotic ship spawns when the first one does, in the first set of 6 or so ships. So that when you scrap that first one for those lovely nanites, the second is already out there and waiting to pop in once there is space. Testing this theory is tricky and would require a fairly insane amount of time to get anything remotely conclusive, but it also doesn't hurt to do this from that front right position. The difference from my initial tests and this test were significant. It took the second showing up inside 5 minutes from about 15% to 60 to 70%, and for those playing on a machine that can take a while to load the game, this could really be a superior option. If any of you fine folk do test this specific variation, I'd love to hear how you found it. Could help clear things up a little. Another thing is that it seemed to load the first wave a little quicker if I edged my character forward a step right after loading in. It's as if it prioritised loading what's in front of me more, but another theory, not quite fact yet. Lastly, we have to make all those units you spent buying ships to scrap back. This is just a case of buying one of the first wave exotic ships, and before you scrap it, at the same console upgrade its slots using the augment option. Now be sure to only use the augments to upgrade the main inventory slots of the ship. The technology inventory slots will not affect the value of the ship, and so be a waste as you're just going to scrap it. If the game boots you out of the upgrading menu, just head back in, and if it shoots you to the technology inventory, just go back to main. You don't have to buy any of them. An exotic ship with 48 slots in the main inventory will scrap for 121 million. It will actually give you a little over that, and 2 of the items will be AI valves worth 50 million each. These are really good for keeping in your storage in case you are nearing max units, so you can have them there for a rainy day. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on next week's Nanite guide, where we'll be covering food and the best recipes in No Man's Sky. If you wish to support Xaine's World like these awesome folk on screen now, we have a Patreon, YouTube memberships and merch store, though sharing, liking and commenting is also a pretty epic way to help the channel. Links to the Discord and website can be found in the pinned comment, as well as a link to the original post by Griff71. Have a fantastic day, folks.